But I was on the roller, how you say this electric stair thing. I don't know the name. The thing is, I was behind him. He was in front, daughter, mother, and his daughter spoke a little bit too much, and then he lashed also out. See, and that's what I mean. Pretend for the world that you're the most perfect guy. You got the shoes, you got the gray pants that cost you maybe 200 leva or $200. I'm in Bulgaria, so I can speak still in levas, because that's gonna change. I'm not gonna go into politics, but let's see where this goes. But the thing is, this guy lashes out, bam. Then I go into the eating corner, and I see fathers with their spouses and or maybe their wives. I don't know what. I'm not checking their. I could not check their wedding rings or whatever. The thing is, a father sitting with his hands like this. You know, he was totally frustrated because he cannot control his child. The child doesn't respect him. Well, with all the respect, I'm gonna say this. If you look like a bag of potatoes, what is there to respect? If you shout at your woman in front of your child, what kind of character do you actually project? Who are you? That's what I was really, you know, because I have some sort of a soft spot for this. The thing is, and I'm gonna say something to put a little bit more in context. Why would you be so sensitive about it? Well, the thing is, I have to think about my words, because like always, I don't want to put people in a negative daylight, but I also don't want to avoid reality. So let's say it like this. In our days, and my stepmother always on a regular basis would say, yeah, why did we pick you up? See, and those lashing out things, you know, and I'm not saying this that I have emotional feelings about it. The only reason that I'm saying this, so you understand a little bit, that I have been in multiple situations, have felt a lot of things out of the ordinary. But when I see people, let's say in a normal, and they want to pretend to the world, I'm driving a Volvo, I'm driving, oh, with all the respect, you understand, the normal people cars, you know, the suits and the nice shiny shoes. But in the end, you can see people who are a lot of times, you know, they look like this. Really watch people, how they behave, and they don't have to tell you anything. So when it's about visualization, let's stick a little bit to the main topic, which is visualization. So if you want to build a better character, stop with the stoic bullshit. Don't listen to that stuff. People who, then I do believe 90% of the people who talk about stoicism and tell this to a 25-year-old man, but and let's say it also like this, I know 25-year-olds, they are way ahead than most 35s, I know, but those people led already a very colorful life. They had, yeah, they lost a lot of stuff, and not only this, they're humbled down. See, and that's what I like. That's what the kind of people I love to hang around with, because those people are themselves. They don't lash out, they don't do things. And if you put those people in situations where people are very stable, you know, present them the best and the best character without actually working on it, because that's another thing, right? You can dress yourself up like a gentleman, but in the meantime you're a pig on the inside. And you put a suit on a pig, but still a pig. Really. And I'm not meeting a lot of those people anymore. But in the past I did, you know, those people are fucking pigs. They also would cheat in a finger snap because they pretend that they're stoic. They are pretending that they have everything in order, while their whole character household, their mental household, physique is totally not in order. And I'm not saying, listen also to this, when you watch my vlogs you say, Dalla, now this world sounds so bad from your perspective, I don't want to live in that kind of world. But this is the thing, it's reality. Open your eyes and see who's real. And the thing is, it's all nice and gloomy, and while you're watching Netflix with each other, eating Cheetos, and go once in a while to the pub with each other, and you beat up some other people, hate other ethnicities and all that kind of stuff. But in the meantime, when you would be alone in another country, without your phone, so you cannot scroll on Facebook, see the latest updates, then you're all of a sudden become you. And who are you? You know, who are you? That's a question. And that's something that you should maybe also make part of your visualization. Who are you at the end? At the end of your life, you know, when you step into the grave. And this is not about that you leave a legacy behind, because who gives a rat's head about your legacy? The only people that I got remembered, they killed thousands of people. And of course, did very smart stuff, and I don't know what, you understand where this is going. It needs to be so over the top extreme. But those people had their flaws. And a lot of people know about those flaws. And if you don't show your flaws, that means, you know, that, you know, nobody's perfect. And you know what? When people told me nobody's perfect, well, they told me many times I'm a fucking nobody. Like you. Everybody is a fucking nobody, and nobody's perfect. Keep that in mind. But you're only getting there when you're not ashamed to say, yes, I did this, I did that. You know, I talk about in my past about my alcohol abuse. I was also using boatloads of drugs. I was mentally very emotional. You know, I put things in boundaries, and those things am I sharing. I visualized this from the past, and a very nice example, and it took me decades to get this point of the mental state that I have now. You know, there is one maybe, okay, this is maybe again an extreme example, but what I always really admired, and of course at that time, I was really in a different kind of world. But the thing is, I really admired how those old school, and I'm gonna say how it is, those old school Russian gangsters, you know, they present themselves as gentlemen, very incredibly intelligent, calculated about their steps, yeah, and ruthless. But you know, that is another thing. And with all due respect, if you're some kind of Russian mobster and you think, no, we're gonna kill this guy, please don't. I got a purpose to do. But hey, I'm not talking better, but that's always what I aimed for. Now I adjust a lot of things. I don't want, and I also talked about another flaw of mine. I was way too aggressive. Very honest about this. The only thing that I wouldn't hold back on aggressiveness is when people hurt women, children, or animals. Then I do the switch, and I'm willing to go a little bit inside. The thing is, different story, different topic. The thing is, I visualized this. What did I do along the way to actually accomplish this kind of mindset? I read a lot. I read a lot of things about philosophy, psychology. Not only this, I start doing the things that I'm actually talking about. Give people compliments, try to present myself better, try to work on myself physically, you know. Like if you visualize something, it comes with I think a much broader spectrum of, let's say, bigger habits, smaller habits, tiny adjustments, smaller adjustments. And I think along the way you should also give yourself a little bit credit. Hey, if you put in the work, you know, give yourself a little bit credit. Okay, now I felt back in my the way I reacted, the way I responded to specific kind of situations. But also when you actually have repetitive behavior in specific environments, try to cut it off. And that's another part of, you know, visualization, you know, to get over there. Cut off the things that are actually the cancer in your dream outcome. Take them out. And the thing is, that sounds very relentless and ruthless and without feelings. Trust me, the things that I have cut off, and that also the things that have been taken away from me long time ago. But I do believe in this. The guy upstairs, he said, you know, let's see what he got. And that's how I think. And on top of that, and let's also put a little bit more extra fuel in my own ass, is the thing is, the people who my biological parents, they're gone. I never met them. My step parents, they dead and gone. And it's not like I see them watching from the sky, but the thing is, every time when I would feel a little bit tired now, and or when I ended up fucking homeless, and or have a little bit, maybe for a few hours, a little bit heartbreak, I think, ho, wait a minute, ho, wait a minute, give yourself a few seconds and buckle up. no matter what. And the thing is also, I explained this, I mentioned this situation before in one other my previous vlogs. Hey, and if you don't follow me, hey, help me out over here. I do need those viewers, but I want to be as real and raw as and unedited as possible, and that's what I'm also going to stick to. And I adapt my vlogging format to my own character that maybe works out in the algorithm of YouTube. I'm very honest about it. Like I said, I don't